good sign.
What's happening? I don't have power. Can you hear me?
You know when you tell me to go steady, I'm not going to go steady.
Yeah. Come on. Get it, Kel. Get it.
Get in there, Lewis. Fantastic weekend all round. Really, really solid.
Great job, everyone. What a weekend.
Welcome to this week's Slamming Gears, Shifting Beers podcast. I'm John.
And I'm back. I'm Vince, baby.
I'm Braden, and I'm not sure if I'm happy that he's back.
I'm actually with you on that one, actually.
Oh, well, fuck you too, huh?
You know, I'll prod at you, John. Vince and I were having a fun time catching up, chatting yesterday while we were getting ready to record the pod, which we were supposed to yesterday.
Yeah, John.
But then something came up.
Right? And we were nice. We're like, let's reschedule so that he's in there instead of just being like, nah, fuck him.
So the thing that came up, which was my job, we'll throw that out there for the listenership. My job is that I am on call. So part of my job is that I have to be ready at a moment's notice. I had the day free, and then I didn't have the day free. So it's kind of a tough one to, get a time going, boys. But I'm here right now. It's Tuesday.
It's not like you're saving lives, though. You're not like a doctor that's
saving my own life by not losing my only source of income. Actually, that's not true. I'm making so much money off of Dogecoin that I'm going to quit my job soon and retire.
To the moon, baby.
To the fucking moon.
Let's go.
But we are not a financial advice podcast, and do not invest your life savings into a meme cryptocurrency unless you want to make hella bank.
Yeah.
So
if you don't like money, don't do it. If
you
like money, I have to say, like I told you guys earlier, I skimmed through the podcast and I'll listen for bullet points, but it sounded like an old married couple talking over like a sad dinner, you two. It was just such agreement. It was copacetic.
Oh, you mean like we were actually making valid points? I even threw out the journalism tag last time, if you recall. Yeah, because we were that on it. We were totally on it.
Legitimately called ourselves journalists.
We were for a hot second. Then we said we need to stop sucking Yuki Tsunoda's dick, and that kind of killed that. Yes.
Yeah, that's when I started to skim forward a little bit. I was like, okay.
You cannot go around telling the listenership that you don't even listen to the podcast that you create.
Right.
If we can't entertain you, then we can't entertain anybody.
Right.
You know, my attention span is that of like a fly.
Oh, it's like a gnat. You're just all over the place.
I mean, yeah, man. Shit.
Okay.
Let's pick up where we left off.
Well, hang on. I've got a beef to settle here. So you guys are calling me out for missing recording yesterday. Whereas Vince said he was going to golf 9 holes and said we're going to do another 18 and I'm not going to try to get that drunk, or I'm not going to get that drunk even though I'm playing golf.
Yep, only had 2 beers the whole day.
I don't fucking believe you.
I'll send you the receipt, baby.
The receipt. Everybody knows you buy beer and stuff it in your golf bag. You don't buy beer from the cart girl. Everybody knows that.
Dude, it's as cheap on the golf course as it is as buying a 6-pack.
That is bullshit. I've golfed before.
He's not going to any good country club.
Oh, yeah, I guess he is in North Dakota.
It's North Dakota. There is no... Come on, boys.
Y'all trying this new thing? It's called golf.
Yeah.
I take your ball and you whack it into a hole.
Gets me away from the old lady.
9 turned into 27.
Funny looking sticks.
Dude, I can't golf. I've seen... Well, wait, hang on a second. You golf 27 holes. This is a side tangent, but I'm incredulous right now. You golfed 27 holes the other day.
Sunday.
How many golf clubs do you have left? Because I have personally seen you launch a wedge at a tree on like the 15th hole at Ken McDonald.
Didn't you golf like 52 that weekend?
Yeah, it was 18 and 27, so let's do the math.
Again.
Yeah, 45.
How many golf clubs do you have left? Because I've seen you almost break them so many times, losing your
Full
shit
set,
on the
John.
golf course.
Full set.
Full set. I don't.
This got better.
Oh,
It
okay.
got better.
Yeah. You're Adams.
Full set.
What were your golf clubs? It doesn't fucking matter. All right.
I don't know. I got fitted for irons, so now that they actually are costing money, I can't take any of them.
Oh,
See him
okay.
on the Masters next year, he got fitted for his own irons.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was
you on
last
the
year I
mat.
got fitted.
You won the Masters. Oh no, that was a Japanese guy. Never mind.
Yeah.
We are on it today,
I
boys.
played with the Japanese guy.
If I drink enough, it might be him.
They're not all the same.
Yeah, we
Never
don't
claimed that.
believe all Japanese people are the same.
I'm just saying. No, I got fitted for them last year. Fuck you, Braden.
Anyway,
Anyways, we're gonna step away from that minefield. We've got a race this weekend, but we
Thank
do have
God.
a little bit of housekeeping to do. Last podcast that Vince didn't listen to.
nor was he a part of.
Nor was he a part of because he couldn't be bothered. We determined that Vince automatically lost predictions.
He forfeited.
He
didn't
forfeited
show
because
up.
he did not even bother
No.
to show.
I thought if you forfeited, if I missed this one, then I automatically get
No,
this.
we recapped
No,
it
no.
last podcast. The last podcast was a recap. This one is a new podcast for the next race.
Right, but I
The
didn't
last
miss
race is in the
giving my
books. That one's
predictions.
done. We're done with that.
No. I want to hear who won.
Who won? No,
Yeah,
well, okay. It's a 2-horse race because it's just Braden and I, because we were the
No,
only
no,
ones
no,
that,
no, no,
that
no,
bothered
no.
to show
Let's
up.
play hypothetical. Hypothetical.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
you got 3 points. Actually, no, you got 4 points. You got 4 points.
Go
Hypothetically.
fuck yourself.
Hypothetically, you got 4 points. But you got caught up in a doping scandal. Your points are now forfeit. You're an independent athlete from North Dakota.
Right.
You're no longer.
Your points are null and void. We
You're-
don't listen to your national anthem of the Nodak.
No, we do. Which would probably be Flo Rida, if I had to guess.
Or hitting a fat hooker.
No.
Probably a 77
Vince,
Impala.
Vince on the podium, his national anthem is Bump and Grind. 100%.
Backyard party?
Bumping. I've seen Vince do that enough. Not Bump and Grind, but sing Bump and Grind. We should clarify.
I'm sorry.
It's actually fucking hilarious. If you ever see Vince at a bar,
yeah.
buy him a drink and take him to a karaoke bar. Braden, you had nothing.
Cool.
Actually,
Yes, suck.
that's not true. You did get the closest to the Alonso bogey. You didn't get it on the head. So I don't think you get any points for that. No.
It's a tiebreaker.
Close only counts in what was it?
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, or what was the name of the last podcast? I don't even.
Horseshoes and track limits.
Track limits. That's it. We really do know what we're doing sometimes. And then I got 2 points.
You guys
Fat
suck.
goose egg.
Well, no, we don't suck because we showed up. If that
I
Japanese
legitimately made
dude
0
hadn't showed
points.
up to the
You
Masters,
forfeited your points.
he wouldn't have won it.
Exactly.
If you
No,
don't
that's
show up, you
bullshit.
don't win. No, he wouldn't have. You can't golf from home. You can't do that over Zoom.
That's apples and oranges, my man.
Just-
Look, if you play the Mega Millions and I cash in my ticket a couple days later, still making millions, bitch. Still won.
like the millions I'm going to make off of Dogecoin. But anyways,
Yeah.
So what?
well,
Oh,
you forfeited. You're
oh.
out. You know what? Okay, so
By the way, you guys did not give enough shit to fucking Vettel.
oh boy, we'll get into that. You calm down. All right, so I will take the honorary top step of the podium this week. Vince lost.
Yeah.
But I do think that we should let him keep his points towards the championship. Because that's a little brutal. He did get 4. Can we be in agreement with that?
I'm gonna flip my RGB remote.
Okay.
Heads, he keeps his points. Tails, he doesn't keep his points.
I'm okay with letting random chance do it.
It landed on tails.
How the fuck do we know that?
Hey, man.
Do you want me?
You
I'll-
flip it in the air.
That's
All right.
that's
it
the
again.
fates, bro.
No.
And if you want, if my camera will pick it up, way down there,
I see nothing. Damn.
there are no colorful buttons
But
sitting
dude,
up.
Hey, you know,
all right, then I don't know any other punishment.
no.
Nope. You don't get both. You don't get both.
Okay,
motherfuckers.
okay, so
Take
do
away
we
my points.
do we punish him and he keeps his points, or do we not punish him and he loses his points?
I'll take my Lawrence Stroll penalty.
It depends. Is he doing a punishment right now, like he's supposed to?
Well, he doesn't have one, does he?
Well, no, I'll go grab a beer. I think I still got one.
A beer does not count. That is not the punishment that is agreed on.
I don't have. No one told me that I owed a Smirnoff.
If he shotguns it,
If he shot,
then
Okay, no.
it
Let's
counts
make a
as a
disgusting
substitute
drink.
punishment.
Let's make a clear beer with gin.
oh,
if you want to do that, go right the fuck ahead.
all right, I'll accept this as a reasonable term.
Yeah, by all means.
But I get
I'll
the
wait.
points.
Okay, you get the
That's
point. If
fine.
you drink a clear beer with gin, fuck you get you get your 4 points. More power to
Well-
you.
We'll start the Jeopardy timer. Go wait.
Yeah, I'm
Oh yeah, no. You boys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back.
okay. Well, you get back and I'll discuss
Ooh,
something
I
else
have
with Braden
vodka.
right now.
Fuck yeah.
So, Braden.
Yeah.
Have you watched any MotoGP this season?
Negative.
Okay, let me put it this way. MotoGP is great. It's fantastic. The racing's super close. You never really know who's going to win. It's awesome. But I delved into the world. I was kind of bored. I was sitting around, and I decided to watch a Moto3 race. Okay? Support series
Like
like
F3.
F3, exactly. So you got Moto2, Moto3, MotoGP. You need to watch both Moto3 races from this beginning of the season. It's insane. It's fucking batshit. Like, to the point where somebody will drop down. They'll miss a corner. They'll go wide on a corner, and they'll go from first to 15th because the pack from first to 21st is spread out over 2 seconds or 1.6 for the entire duration of the race. They're just a clump. And people are going 9 wide into corners, and they're like getting knocked off their bikes. It's fucking wild. It's the craziest racing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was just astounded for the hour that I watched that race. I was just like on the edge of my seat. And genuinely, from the beginning to the end, you had no idea who was actually going to win it. Every lap. It's like a checkered flag finish every single time. It was fucking wild.
The prodigal son returns.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have a lot
I only
of
have
time.
a glass bottle.
Well, did I give you my login for MotoGP?
I don't know if you did or not.
I can give you one and you can watch them on demand. If you're just bored
Okay.
sitting around and I know you don't work. Come on, man. You're a streamer. Like, get out of here.
If I'm not trying to make real money while I'm trying to make my fake money while I'm streaming, then I'm working on videos
And
for
well-
my fake money that I'm trying to make for streaming.
well, remind me again. What's your Twitch handle? I think
it's
I lost it.
twitch.tv/x410v Reisner X. I got rated last night for the first time, which was sick. Shout out to G Duffy. Don't know if you're gonna ever listen to this podcast or anything, but I'm gonna shout you out anyway. Yeah, that was really cool. I had a bunch of people just drop into my stream, and they stuck around. They watched me for a little bit. Ended up getting the dub. Got my PR on Warzone on everything on that night, so that was sick.
Hell yeah. All right.
But yeah, and then the other thing I'm doing is restoring my '66 Corvette. That's what I'm also starting to do now. So
humble brag. Jesus, Vince just chugged that whole thing without letting us know. So I saw you pour the shot in. You get your 4 points. God bless you, because that looked fucking miserable, and you look like you're about to puke.
it looks like he's gonna cry.
Yeah. No,
Are you gonna
my
throw
eyes
up
are
or
tearing
cry
up. That
or
beer
both?
was super cold.
Oh, okay.
No, the beer was too cold. Oof.
All right, we've covered this. Vince, you have 4 points. Braden, you have 0. I have 2. Everybody's square heading into this weekend. in Imola with the longest name for a Grand Prix ever.
What is it, John?
It's well, let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. It's the Premio d'Italia, Pirelli, made in Italy, Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. I think is the entire name. Can we get a double check on that?
Let me just pull it up here for you. Hold on 1 second here.
Or you might lead off with Emilia Romagna.
It is the Formula One Gran Premio del Made in Italy dell'Emilia Romagna 2021.
I thought Pirelli was in there. I thought the Pirelli was in there at some point.
Yeah, the Formula One Pirelli Gran Premio del Made in Italy dell'Emilia Romagna 2021.
We worked on that name yesterday.
Jesus Christ. It's Imola.
It is the longest name. It's Imola.
What's wrong with the San Marino Grand Prix? What was wrong with that?
San Marino.
I don't give a fuck. We just wasted half the podcast. That took longer than my Moto 3 fucking explanation.
Yeah, it did.
So yeah, we're back at Imola.
I'm excited.
We are back at Imola, and let's lead off real quick, if we don't mind, that apparently, and this may come off as harsh for some of our listeners abroad, some old fuck died, and they're moving the start of the race and of qualifying up an hour.
Nope, the race stays the same. It's practice and qualifying only. The race stays the same.
Is it practice? I thought I saw the race. Okay, so it's changed from, or I was given misinformation. The point is, it has changed the start times for some of the weekend to avoid clashing with the Prince William funeral. Prince Philip?
Fucking Prince, dumbass.
No,
Prince
not
somebody.
Prince William. Jesus Christ! For all of our European listeners,
Sorry.
we're not that
Prince
bad.
Philip.
Prince Philip.
Who was the pedophile? Which one was that?
Philip.
Oh, that was Prince Harry.
Harry's the one that's married to Meghan
Oh no,
Markle.
Meghan the hottie, Meghan Markle.
Wait a second.
Suits. He's married to Suits.
Was that the one that got interviewed by Oprah?
Yeah, one of the royal family is a pedophile.
I'm gonna stop you right there. We are not going down this rabbit hole.
Philip was married to the Queen. Charles was married to Diana. William and Harry are the kids of Charles and Diana.
How the fuck do you know that?
William is married to Kate Middleton. His kid is the next in line is King George.
What?
And Harry's married to Meghan Markle.
Why? Wait, hang on. Wait, why do you know the royal family, lineage, right off the top of your head?
How do you not?
Because we won a war in 1776, which means we don't have to anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That shit is so shoved down
We're
our
in
fucking throat.
fucking America, goddammit. We don't need to know who has bad teeth and occupies a...
Monaco. Prince Rainier married Grace Kelly, and then Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier had their son as Prince Albert II. He married a South African swimmer, Olympian.
No, stop.
Prince Andrew's the pedophile, guys.
This is really, really stunning content right now.
He's the one that hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
I will say, though, on your original point with Prince Philip, right? This is the right prince that died?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw an Instagram post, and it was like a guy with a parachute, a skydiver. And it said Prince Philip's back because he won in the gulag.
Yeah, it's coming back from the gulag. Yeah.
I fucking cracked up. I thought that was the funniest shit. Anyways, we're moving on from that other political minefield that we don't have to care about because we are an independent colony now.
I think the comedy is that I know more than you guys.
Yeah, because
that is actually, I'm actually shocked.
I'm disturbed, actually.
I'm shocked, but I'm not, because the amount that this dude knows about the Middle East as well, when I was talking to him yesterday, completely blows my mind.
Vince, don't you dare open your fucking mouth. We are not going down this hole. All right. I don't need to know about what oil baron owns what. I don't care.
No. It was just...
When we get to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, you can go all off on the Middle East and let us know exactly what's going on.
Shit, right, I'll tell you what's going to go on at the race. That's about it, man.
Why don't you tell me
Trackside.
what's going to go on at this race this weekend in Imola?
Fucking Verstappen's going to DNF again in Italy.
You know, that was actually a talking point I had. Yeah, Verstappen did not have a good run in Italy last year.
Never does.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, it's a funny thing to point out. Like Lance Stroll always spinning out.
Mugello was not good. Monza was not good. And Imola was not good. Although, that being said, he did go out with a puncture. That wasn't necessarily his fault.
right.
So,
No.
of all the ones that he left, hopefully that was just all the Italy bad luck done last year.
We'll have to see, man. I mean,
one thing I did want to talk about before we kind of got into previewing, Nico Hülkenberg was listed as a reserve driver for Aston Martin. He is now hired on with them. Hülkenberg. Do we find it kind of weird that Vettel absolutely shits the bed and then they go out and grab another driver that was used to be a Force India driver back in the day that kind of knows the system?
I'm not looking any further into it.
I think, hot take, I think if Vettel does poorly in the next couple of races, he's out, Hülkenberg's in. 100%.
100%.
I think that's a bold prediction.
If Lance Stroll is outdoing Vettel by a significant margin, and they have another driver that they know knows the team and has driven in a car in the recent past, I don't think Lawrence Stroll is going to dick around and go, oh, we're missing out on money because we can't get constructors points. No, he's going to be like, you're fucking out. He's fucking in. Get the fuck out of here.
I love that. You're fucking out. He's fucking in. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck in the car.
That dude sat down to Drive to Survive and was like, you had me for an hour.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't fuck around. He doesn't. He's got billions of dollars. What does he care about Vettel's contract? Oh, 50 million? Pfft, get out of here. I'll pay you off right now. We're going to put this guy in the chair. He's going to fucking drive the car. No, I think Vettel's on a really short leash right now. I don't think he can afford to fuck up all year like he did with Ferrari last year.
I mean, look, we got Imola, Portimao, Monaco.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If he gets outdone in those 3 races, he's out.
Well, and the other part is if he's being consistently outdone by Stroll. That's the thing. If there's a huge gap, if they're both shitting the bed, you can't look at him and be like, wow, you're trash. You know, you kind of have to. But if it's like Lance Stroll's out-qualifying him, finishing higher in the race, he's doing better the entire time. And then you got Vettel spinning, crashing into Ocon over shitty, stupid moves, and generally just fucking up. You can't defend that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit there and go, you know. And Hülkenberg's proved that he's decent in that car.
Good, John. Let the hate flow through you.
I don't hate Vettel. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen of the listenership. I don't hate Vettel. I actually really like Vettel. I really want Vettel to do well. I think he's a really decent guy.
Do it.
I just don't think that in that environment he's going to be allowed to just spin around and crash into people in the back and nobody's going to do anything about it.
Release thy anger.
So Star Wars references aside, for anybody who doesn't remember, Bahrain GP, Vettel qualified 18th, finished 15th. Lance Stroll qualified 10th, finished 10th.
Progress.
Still better.
1 point.
One can argue Vettel made up 3 places.
Yeah, against what? Williams and Haas's and fucking
another can argue that Vettel is in a brand new car for the first time in 4 years, and it's gonna take him some time to fucking get used to. What?
Here we go.
We give Danny Rick the same leeway when he's jumping from Red Bull to Renault to McLaren.
Yeah,
look
but
what Danny Rick did. Did he fucking fall apart like Michael J. Fox holding a tray of crystal glasses?
Is Danny Rick a 4-time world champion? No.
Sebastian Vettel is.
Yes, and that comes with a level of expectation. If you put Lewis Hamilton, look, Lee made this point on his podcast. If you put Lewis Hamilton in the Red Bull next year, you would expect him to drive the wheels off that fucking car immediately. You wouldn't give him a leeway. Oh, he's learning the car. No, he would go and drive the fucking wheel.
A couple of races. It's a
you wouldn't expect him to get. You wouldn't expect Lewis Hamilton to get into a Red Bull and qualify 18th and not make it out of Q1 in a Red Bull. You wouldn't think that.
Look, you'd expect him to crack the top 10.
You'd expect him to be at worst 6th.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. He's a 4-time. There was a time where they were like, "Who's going to get to 5th first? Who's going to have the 5th World Championship?" People put them on level pegging, and Vettel went in and sucked. He was terrible in that car. He was terrible. And he was outdone by a kid who's a pay driver whose dad owns the team. I like Vettel, but you gotta look at it for what it is. You can't defend it. If Max Verstappen went into the Mercedes, you would expect him to put it on fucking pole the first time he sat in that car. You would.
Look, if you can expect George Russell to do what Hamilton does in the same fucking car,
yes,
and he is not even a points finisher, but yet you want to say that a 4-time world champion cannot get into a car that was a mind-bogglingly duplicated, penalty-fined car last year, and he's supposed to get used to it? Go fuck yourself.
George Russell has driven some form of a Mercedes or another over the past 3 years.
He has driven
trying to say that the Williams is a Mercedes?
He's driven.
No.
It's got all the same shit.
Oh yeah, except it's wildly slower.
And George Russell is also a Mercedes driver. He's done Mercedes sims.
He didn't fit in the car. Look, okay, Vettel had the car. He's got a seat fitting.
Vettel was in a Red Bull. The craziest different chassis from everybody else. Then he went to Ferrari, who sucked ass for the first
battled for the world championship.
And then he battled for the world championship when they were cheating, and then they weren't found out. And then when they were found out, all of a sudden the performance dropped off after they couldn't run, let's say it's 90% of the fuel.
Engine power, not chassis.
Not when they got caught cheating.
And then it's still a completely different chassis. And then he's jumping to a fucking racing point, which is a different chassis.
All right.
It's a different car.
I'll make a bet. I'll make
some time to adjust.
I'll make a fucking bet with you right now. I bet you Vettel leaves the sport at the end of this year.
Shit, I'd say he'd leave the sport before the end of this year.
I say minimum he leaves the sport at the end of this year. I bet you he does. I bet you he has a shit year in that car and he leaves at the end of it.
Let me see. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. No.
Yeah. It's do whatever you want, Braden, but you are making excuses for
one of the top. I mean, he's a 4-time world champion. He is the
best driver on the grid right now. If
you look at world championships, yeah. I mean, that's more than Prost. That's more than Senna. That's
no.
Tie with Prost.
Vettel is on I know this isn't going to make any fucking difference. Vettel's on a multi-year contract.
What was Nico Rosberg on? It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't fucking matter. They'll force him out.
What was Sergio Perez on when they gave him the boot? I mean, come on, man. That
multi-year contract. What was Ocon on? Multi-year contract pushed out.
Yeah, you could wipe your ass with a Formula 1 driver's contract. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. You got the fucking owner who looks like a Bond villain. He will get rid of him.
He looks like a fat VJ Mallier.
Yeah, he took
fatter
because he's a dude. He's a worn out veteran. He's literally a journeyman now. He is like Paul Pierce in his glory days playing for the Clippers.
I don't understand that reference, but okay.
I don't either.
Fuck basketball.
Let's figure out a football one for the new boys.
All right, no.
Brett Favre going to the fucking Vikings.
That one I get. Okay. Our
right.
European listeners are not going to get that
I
reference,
understand
but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, other talking points, because we got to move off of Vettel, because we're just going to
Mm.
keep yelling at each other for the next hour.
Yeah, we will.
So,
I've got a bunch of shit.
go fucking take over, man.
Go.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of shit. How about James Allison stepping down as technical director, and he's now the chief technical officer at Mercedes.
I did see this. I kind of also find it interesting that they did one race of the season, the car underperformed, and now he steps down.
Yeah, they're making up a bunch. I can continue. I've got a bunch of stuff on
Holy
Mercedes.
shit.
So there's that. So James Allison steps down as technical director, takes up chief technical officer. He's still doing day-to-day stuff here and there, but his role is overall changing. Martin Brundle believes that the Mercedes low rake issue is a distraction from their real issue, but he still thinks that they're the team to beat.
What's their real issue?
They've just got deeper underlying issues other than fucking the actual rake being an issue. Let me see. What's he say?
Gonna say, John, that's like saying I have deep underlying issues, but can't put a pin in one of them.
You do have deep underlying issues.
I mean, yeah.
I think
that Mercedes is not working well as a team together. Regulations mean you can't keep throwing new upgrades at it every week like they have in the past.
not
I
only
can see that.
well, not only that, but you can't upgrade. What's the point of upgrading a 2021 car when the new regulations are coming in next year and you're wasting money right before they're about to implement a salary cap?
That's the thing too. Is that was another one. Is Mercedes doesn't know when they stop their 2021 development and focus on 2022.
I think
Because they know they have a shit car right now. So do they keep developing it in attempts to try and claw this championship back, or do they switch to 2022 and hopes to not completely fall off the tracks?
I love the fact that we're referring to the Mercedes as a shit car when it's like, well,
It didn't win by 20 seconds. It's a shit car.
yeah, because it was competitive and it still won the race. It still won the race. Like, I mean, barely.
Let's not give too much credit.
And I will say, the more and more I look at that overtake by Verstappen, the more and more
It didn't win the race. Red Bull lost the race.
Well, no, the stewards lost the race for Red Bull because if you look at the 30 times that Lewis Hamilton cut that corner throughout the course of the race, and then the one time Max does it, I don't think that overtake was exceeding track. Anyways, no, I think
it was, but it shouldn't have been called.
It was. He did exceed track limits, but it shouldn't have cost him the race.
Right.
But they would have handed him a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, and if they could have handed him a 5-second penalty, like they handed Vettel Canada 2019, and Max thinks he could have pulled 5 seconds.
Still one of my favorite Vettel moments where he moves the boards.
That's my top.
I fucking love that shit.
Is moving the boards.
Moving the boards is classic.
Another one for Mercedes, we'll hit on it real quick, is George Russell thinks that the Mercedes, the way it's acting, has wind issues, wind sensitivity issues like the Williams does.
Kind of like that aerodynamic stalling type thing.
Yeah, exactly. So windy tracks, if there's any adverse weather other than sunny and clear and warm, then Mercedes, again, they might be at a disadvantage. And, we see them have their inner turmoil struggle of, do we continue to try and fix this car, or do we focus on next year?
I think Mercedes is very, very, very German in the sense that when everything is going to plan, it's expected, and when things don't go to plan, it completely throws everything off the fucking rails.
Yeah, like Germany 2019.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like they are going to panic and try to, whose fault is it? Who's doing what? Who's, and that's why I think James Allison's not in the same position as he was before Bahrain started. I think it says a lot about the internal workings of that team. I think that Hamilton's going to get stressed out over the fact that he now does not think he has the best car in the grid. He was being chased down by Max Verstappen. He doesn't really have the support from his teammate because Bottas is like, fuck you, I don't really give a shit. I think, and then he's out of a contract at the end of this year. I think that there's a very, very, very good chance for somebody to steal this championship. And by somebody, I mean Max Verstappen. Please,
One
God.
can only hope.
Please, God, let it happen.
One can only hope, dude.
And the thing is, we get that thriller of a race, and then we get 3 weeks to think about it before we can see cars on track again. It feels like the summer break.
The longest fucking break between races since we didn't have F1. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like I've been sitting around twiddling my thumbs. Thank God there was MotoGP that I could watch, but yeah, that was it.
Thank God there was dirt at Bristol. Woo!
Didn't they have to delay that? Didn't they delay that race because of rain or something?
Yeah, they delayed it because it rained on Sunday, and then it was Monday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. But...
Oh, dude. Racing at dirt at Bristol was fucking hilarious to watch, man. That shit was awesome.
That shit's better than the road courses, man. They crash every lap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you could tell which guys had done dirt track before, NASCAR.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just
Man, I'll tell you what, if Tony Stewart was in there, he would have kicked ass.
that Kyle Larson feller. He was pretty good.
He used to race sprint cars back in the day.
Okay,
Hey, don't knock those sprint cars, John.
Getting back on to Formula One, Haas says that they're going to have all new parts that they were supposed to have by Bahrain. They're going to have all those parts that they were supposed to have.
Wait,
their car wasn't ready. They were running part of a 2020 car last year or last race.
Was this the same car that they said they weren't going to upgrade at all this season?
Yeah, so they're not upgrading it. They just literally didn't have all the parts they weren't going to upgrade.
They're not upgrading it. They're just putting better parts on it.
Yeah, they have the parts they were supposed to have at the start of the year. Now they have them. So
this sounds like
a complete car.
Sounds like me running autocross back in the day. I've got coilovers. They're sitting in the garage. They're not on the car, but I'm going to go race. But I've got them. They're here.
Because of this, Schumacher says that he thinks that there's no reason Haas can't fight for Q2 this year.
I did see this.
The other 9 teams managed to get at least one car into Q2 at Bahrain. So maybe he's onto something. Maybe with all the parts that they're supposed to have for this year, this next race or two, while
it's going to be
figuring something out. Yeah,
old Mick is optimistic.
Down the line, when everybody else is still developing the car, I don't see that happening. But maybe they can sneak something in the next race or two if somebody fucks up. And
are you kidding me? These next 2 tracks don't suit that Ferrari at all. That Haas is a fucking jalopy piece of shit.
I can't wait to see all these new upgrades go on the Haas machine, and then they can finally up their qualifying from 19th and 20th to 17th and 18th.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's going to be fantastic.
Maybe
progress
18th and 19th.
Yeah, well.
Hey, man, the Ferrari engine isn't dog shit this year, so.
Well,
they at least got full power this year.
Well, and George Russell came out.
A diamond in a turd. It's still a turd, all right?
With a diamond in the middle.
But it's got a diamond, so it's still
Dude, I'd take a turd covered diamond. What is your point here, Vince?
Yeah,
the engine can be good, but it's surrounded by shit.
If somebody handed me a piece of shit and they're like, "There's a diamond in the middle of this," I'd be like, "Thank you."
Thank you for this diamond.
Thank you for the diamond.
Diamond out of a piece of shit. It's not a whole shit.
I think that's exactly the term, a diamond in the rough, right? Is that kind of like a similar sort of...
that's not what we're going for.
That literally the Haas.
That was what you used there. So
wow, good for you to be all optimistic about Haas.
Yeah, so Haas is, according to Vince, Haas is doing well this season. They're gonna put these upgrades on. It's a diamond in the rough. Here we go. They're scoring points. Imola 2021. Let's go.
You want to know where I see they score points is if everyone crashes out and there's the 4 cars in Monaco left.
Well, if everybody crashes out, it's going to include Mazepin, so.
Yeah, well, I saw that and I was like, fucking right.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
I was so
We're not
happy
gonna
to
go
see
there.
Haas just fucking shit the bed.
Why? Why do you want to see Haas shit the bed? Hang on, wait a minute. Hold up. We are an American podcast. Okay, you're not supporting our only American team, and you know all the British family lineage.
Who are you?
What's? Are you a sleeper cell? We've been friends for a long time, Vince. Duh. Vince is sponsored by Uricali to infiltrate our podcast. He's an independent podcaster from
I'm an independent,
Russia.
free-thinking journalist from the motherland, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
Tell Putin I think he's a Bond villain.
Well, he's the greatest one. No,
From
I mean,
Russia with love.
I have a running bet, boys. I don't care. Like, I know Haas will do better next year, but this year, fuck that. I got a running bet still.
Hell no, dude. Haas is going to score points this year. You said it earlier. They're a diamond in the rough.
Yeah. Even though you bet against them.
You
The
bet
question
against
is,
them, but yeah.
Is anyone going to find this diamond in the rough? You still got to mine it.
Yeah, maybe Mick. Maybe
All right, he
Mick.
makes a point.
Maybe Mick.
Makes a point.
Anyways,
Mm.
All right.
I had a little footnote here.
Go ahead.
Are you guys excited for the Miami GP?
Yes, sir.
I'm not,
excited
because
for it to
it's
be brought
never
up again.
it's never
then
gonna
be shut
fucking
down.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Have you
read that.
seen the layout of the track?
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about the track because we're not going to get that far. I just read the headline that there's a new backer, Rodney Harris, the mayor of Miami Gardens, and it faces a crucial city council vote to see if it'll go ahead. And the same
wasn't that city council vote
98-year-old
Wednesday?
the same 90-year-old fucks that don't want any kind of, street racers to be rolling around their quaint little town of Miami are going to vote against it.
The
and it's never gonna
quaint
happen.
little town of Miami. I was listening to. Okay, so I'm gonna shout out a different podcast this time. It's not Three Legs, Four Wheels.
Oh, wow.
I was listening to Box and Neutrals, Australian
yeah,
podcast. Fucking hilarious. I love those guys. And they were talking about how originally the city council was upset because it was a predominantly black area, and then they said that it was racist for them to hold the GP there. And then this time they've swung that around, so now it's racially inclusive that they're hosting the first race in a predominantly black area. So
How times have changed.
way to
but
turn a negative into a
races won.
positive, or a positive into a negative backwards. I thought that was interesting. That race is never gonna fucking happen. It won't.
Nope.
It's
Never.
never going to happen, ever.
I would love to have a second race in the U.S. at an established racetrack.
Why not? Why not a good one? Have we ever sent a Watkins Glen would be amazing. Have we ever sent
Watkins Glen,
what about
Road Atlanta, fucking VIR?
VIR
Throw
would be
VIR.
fucking crazy. But why not Laguna Seca? Can they put
Laguna Seca? F1 cars can't get down the corkscrew.
Well, no, that's not true. They've thrown one down the corkscrew before. I forget who was
A
driving.
modern one?
Yeah, well, not like in the last 5 years, but it was semi-modern. I feel like
John, that's just a helicopter launch pad for Mazepin.
I would make for a great race. I mean, who doesn't want to see Mazepin helicopter a fucking Formula One car off the corkscrew? I'd watch
Probably
that.
because he's gonna land on another driver.
Yeah, and the fact that
He'd have to be
Laguna
close to
Seca-
another one. They're like 5 seconds behind everybody.
Laguna
Why
Seca
couldn't-
is coming under fire because it was again we're gonna get back to the old bags narrative here. Is you build a racetrack out in the middle of the desert, and then California expands, and then people build housing close to a racetrack that's out in the middle of the desert, and then people who buy their new house complain that it's near a racetrack, so the racetrack gets shut down.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this out here just from a quick a little right-hand Google search here. just in the first top little section, Marc Genet, Ferrari F1 Laguna Seca, on board with Schumacher's F1 laps on Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Mika Hakkinen tackles Laguna Seca F1 on board. They've driving a modern F1 car through the corkscrew. So they're
talking about Schumacher and Hakkinen. That tells me this was 15 years ago.
Okay.
20.
That's not a modern F1 car.
Ricardo Zonta drove one there. No, but okay,
compared to those, they're like 20 feet longer and 16
Just
feet
Watkins,
wider.
Glenn,
so the newest,
works.
but it was 2012 was the latest that somebody's driven an F1 car around Laguna Seca, from what I can find. That's
Wasn't 2012 when they had the terrible like high noses? I mean, those were some of the ugliest fucking F1 cars ever.
but they had good sounding engines.
Well, yeah. I mean, they didn't sound like a Dyson being sucked through a hose.
I watched another video today of Jensen Button's Imola pole lap that F1 posted, and it sounded so good. It's a V10. It just sounds so good.
It's just Jensen.
Well, Jensen's amazing. I fucking love Jensen Button.
Yeah.
But that lap, that car sounds so fucking wild. Just that Honda V10 at the limiter, just going all the way around that track. It was amazing.
Well, let's stay on that era real quick into this next topic. That Juan Pablo Montoya says that sprint races are the way forward for F1.
Well, they're gonna do them. It's gonna happen.
They're gonna experiment with them this year.
Sprint races are here. I mean, I was watching F3. I was actually watching F3 today, and they do 3 races a weekend now.
Yeah.
It used to be
shortened.
No, they're like the sprint races are still the same length. They just added in another one. So it's like 23 lap race, 30 something lap race for the feature.
Right, but I don't even think they changed tires on some of the sprint races.
Well, they don't. You're not required, but you can. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're not required.
And in the feature race, you're allowed, which actually played into the racing. It's actually really good racing. If you haven't watched Formula 2, I definitely say go watch it because it's good racing.
I was watching Formula 2 this year. I'm going to try to keep up with it more.
Well, okay, if we're going to bridge into this really quickly, there's what's his name? He's the Australian driver. He run
Pilot?
No. He's a rookie this year in F2. He won his sprint race. He was right at the sharp end for the feature race. He actually looks really good.
Isn't there like a French one that won F3 that they all are loving right now?
I don't know. Does anybody actually love the French? I'm just kidding. Oscar Piastri. That's it. He was killing it all weekend. He crashed. He had kind of like a little crash in the third race, but second race he won it, and he was a rookie. It's his F2 debut. So
I heard that last name and I was like, Pistorius. Oh yeah, he's really killing it.
Pastrami?
Pistori, I thought of Pistorius, fucking Blade Runner's really killing it there too.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I was trying to pick up your reference. I figured it was something old man or maybe with the British monarchy.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. You gotta know the enemy, John.
So now the Brits are the enemy. Good to know.
We fought them off in 1776.
Next week we're gonna find out that
sipping fairies.
Vince killed Prince Philip. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why he couldn't make the podcast, because he was too busy going over and killing Prince Philip.
John, if any Secret Service takes me or hidden government agency, I'm going to tell them that you're an ISIS stronghold in America.
The FBI's already been to my house once this year. And
How many silencers did you have to hide?
No. If you want to hear the story about why the FBI came to my house this year, support our Patreon that we haven't made yet.
Yeah, let us know, and
we'll give you an extra podcast.
We'll tease that as an option for the.
If you want to find out why the FBI was at my house.
Surprisingly, I've never had to deal with the FBI.
It was an experience for sure. Anyways,
I was gonna say we were doing so well at smoothly flowing through topics when we were talking about the Brits, but we really got off of that quick when you started talking about ISIS and FBI coming up to people's houses. I was going to try and smoothly translate that to, speaking of Brits, The British GP slash Silverstone backs the use of vaccine passports and COVID testing to allow capacity crowds at the races this summer.
Wow.
I mean,
So
are you
basically-
boys vaccinated?
If you're
No.
vaccinated and you have proof of that, that's their goal to try and get a packed Silverstone GP this year.
I'm not gonna get into the vaccination things. I'm
not even gonna touch that one.
I had COVID earlier this year, and on day 4 I was doing wheelies in the desert. I'm not high risk. There are other people that maybe need the vaccine more than me. So unless somebody tells me that I have to inject something into my body, I'm not going to.
You don't want 5G?
5G? Do I become a Wi-Fi hotspot?
You don't want the chip? Yeah.
Dude, Bill Gates makes my hand move faster, you know?
You don't want to have autopilot. You don't want to be auto Tesla auto drive.
autoerotic asphyxiation? No.
Yeah,
Easy
something
there,
like that.
David Carradine.
I don't know that reference either. All right.
God damn.
He's 106. He does crossword puzzles and still has a DVR. We're not going to get most of
It's
his
a
references.
TiVo.
yes, Vince. You have a TiVo. Congratulations.
You guys.
It's still 2006.
You guys ever
Well,
watch
look, I mean, I have to put all the internet in me. I might as well get the vaccine.
Yeah,
so,
but
you know,
you don't even know how to use the internet, Vince. Why would you get it injected into your body? What do
So
you?
that it's
What's a
one way thing, I don't
microchip?
know. Maybe it'll help. Who
I like-
knows?
I like how we like Braden. You're like a Twitch streamer. Like you are so ingrained in the internet. We're discussing cryptocurrencies and also. And Vince is over here living in 1999.
He's
like,
drinking glasses of red wine
"Don't
with
wor-
every dinner that he has. He's
Don't-
doing the crossword.
Don't
and
worry,
he's
I got my
recording Matlock on
TiVo
his
set.
TiVo. Yeah.
Easy there. I only record the Maury show on my TiVo.
Yeah, you know what? When we lived in the same apartment complex together, it was he'd go, "You want to come over and play gin?" And that was what we'd do. We played gin, and it was great. Actually,
That's the oldest
I had a
old-fashioned
blast.
game I know of.
I
But,
was
like-
gonna say, and John, were you mad about?
No,
playing
I had
games?
fun. We drink wine. We played gin. It was a good night. It would be like
How'd you
spending a
get that
night with
dinner?
my 99-year-old grandmother. It's kind of
Yeah, but the
quaint. It
one
was a
that
little
could drink
nice.
his
Spending
ass off.
time with your old, demented, Alzheimer-ridden grandfather. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
of you.
Vince is like, "I was in the war." I was like, "Sure, let's get you to bed."
Sure you were.
Hey, I cooked dinners. We played gin. We drank a lot of good wine. I don't.
I
see
will
complaints.
say this man is a pretty good cook of a steak. I'm not gonna lie. If you
Oh,
want a
I
good
know.
steak, you go to Vince's house. If you want to see
Yeah,
him,
all the-
if you want to see him tabletop somebody at karaoke while singing "Bump and Grind," you can also find Vince for that, which is kind of interesting.
Vince, have you gotten my save the date for the wedding yet? Because I need to see you put some old person through a table. That
No,
needs
no,
to
no, no,
happen
no,
if
no,
I
no,
want-
no, no. He
no,
doesn't
no.
put him through a table. He becomes a
Well-
table, and then they grind on him.
Yes.
Oh.
I become the stage for the dancer.
Whenever you get that, just go ahead and just put it in the shredder then.
Vince, you better come to that wedding.
I haven't gotten to save the date. When is it?
I'll tell you offline.
Haha, all right.
Wait, no. If you want to crash Braden's wedding, come to San Antone.
Come to.
I will. Anybody who wants the address and the location and the time of Braden's wedding, send me a private message on Instagram at
Subscribe to our
JD90.
You know what? No, you'll get that information if you can email me.
Vince, do you know how to use the email?
An electronic mail.
Yes.
Send,
John, you
send,
know I know how to email at least.
send Vince a digital message over the interweb, and
Look, I will handwrite you a letter with all the information on
he
it.
will telegraph you back.
Mm-hmm. We'll put in a crossword puzzle.
Beep, 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 beep.
Good God.
Well,
All right.
speaking of beepity beep beepity beep, you sound like an Italian going down the road. So,
Isn't that what the Alpha sounds like?
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So speaking of
It misfired.
Italians and roads here, boys. I want to let's bring it back.
We've got the Imola GP this weekend. It's from here on out. It is nothing else but the Imola GP.
All right,
It's not
if you're
the
still with
Formula
us,
One, Pirelli, Gran Premio, del Made in Italy, del Emilia Romagna 2021. It's not that anymore.
I
It's
just want to
just
give my hot takes on the predictions.
Imola GP.
Imola
Let's go.
GP. All right, genuinely, we don't have a lot of data on this track. Last time they were here, it was shortened practice sessions.
Yeah.
It was a shortened weekend overall. It was 2 days. Everything was done on the Saturday and the Sunday. What do we even draw from this? What do we think? I mean, there's a shakeup at the top. We believe that the Red Bull's now actually the fastest car.
Can I give an intelligent point for you boys once?
It would be the first time.
I know. So
I'm all ears.
sit still, everyone. I think with Imola being a little bit more of those sweeping corners, right, and a little bit more of the medium speeds, they're not the high speed or the low turning. I hate to say it, but it probably favors the Red Bulls more in how they demonstrated at Bahrain. It's similar. There's a couple straights, right, and I still don't think that the Mercedes has reached top speed, but I think the low rake or the low rake is going to hurt its turning ability, right? When you had all that floor, it created that ground effect pretty much, like a pseudo shield all the way to the ground. Now that you've chalked off the ends, that whole thing is, fucked.
Well,
let's just put it that way.
Let's also take into account the fact that the last time we ran this race, it was also called the Formula One Emirates Gran Premio de Emilia Romagna 2020, which was also a mouthful. It was in October. It was actually at the end of October, and it was way colder there than it was previously. It was the 30th of October to the 1st of November, and now we're running this race in April.
Yeah,
a little bit of a change.
I think
Guess what? According to gpblog.com, which I just pulled up from yesterday, weather forecast for Grand Prix weekend, very cold and rain on Sunday.
No shit.
Well, that throws a monkey wrench in all the plans there, boys.
Yes, it sure does.
That actually changes everything a lot.
Where you were going with that was it was cold in October and it's going to be maybe nice springtime weather here in Italy this time. Nope, it's going to be really cold still and it's probably going to rain.
And it's probably going to rain.
We had snow for the past 2 days up here, so.
Yeah,
I was laying out on my trampoline today sunbathing because it was like 80 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, it was cloudy here, but it was still 84.
So, how's that white trash?
Laying out on my trampoline.
You're sunbathing on a trampoline.
Yeah, it's black. It helps me absorb. I need all the help I can get. I'm Irish
White
descent,
trash.
man. Well, yeah.
You pasty bastard. I golfed this weekend and I'm probably way tanner than you.
I own a 2020 BMW motorcycle. I can't be white trash.
He's right. He's right.
Yes. Jeff Foxworthy has money.
No.
Cable guy has money.
You didn't pay for it, so therefore you still are white trash.
Do rich people pay for anything? Really?
Yes.
You tell me if Lewis Hamilton goes into a Mercedes dealership, they're not going to give him a car?
White trash people don't pay for things. You may say that they steal them. I'm not saying you stole
I can't be
I'm
white
saying
trash.
you didn't pay for it.
I'm wealthy because I've invested so much money in Dogecoin.
White trash times 2.
This is not a financial advice podcast.
This is not a fun, but go buy Dogecoin.
Well, okay then. If it's gonna be cold, I mean, in wet just throws a monkey wrench.
Thank you for throwing that back to the Gran Premio de Maiden. All right, I'm not
Imola GP.
So last year, I will say, I'm looking at qualifying right now. Valtteri Bottas was on pole with Lewis Hamilton second, separated by 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
With Max Verstappen third, 8/10 off.
Yeah. That was a different time.
Yeah. So Gasly actually qualified fourth. That was a good one for him.
So I'm ready to just blitz out these predictions because we don't have any fucking knowledge of this track.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Yeah, he's actually
it's
not wrong.
It's a complete crapshoot. We can go off of what we saw, last time, but there was wrecks, there was shenanigans, there was
Danny
limited
Ricciardo
testing
on
time.
the podium.
I'll say this though is
Danny-
a lot of people have changed teams and the cars have changed, so I think again it's the similar toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, this is arguably one of the most unpredictable races.
The next
than-
two are.
Yeah, other than last week, this week, next week. I mean, these are all just like shooting fish in a barrel here.
That's it. I feel like we're gonna, unless we get more data to draw off of as far as what the cars are actually doing. I think you're right. I think we better just fucking go for it.
All right, Braden, since you were last. Oh shit, that means he gets to go last, right?
Yeah, that means I get to go after all of you.
Well, Vince, because you had the most
With
points,
my informed decision.
You had the most points, so you are leading the championship. So you go first.
I will gladly do that. 20th?
Oh.
Or do you want to start from the top?
We always start from the top. Oh, you haven't been here in a while, so I'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a
Well,
long time.
I'm old and fucking decrepit, so
First is Prince Philip.
Yeah. Okay, we don't need to go through the lineage again. Fuck it, I'll double down. Hamilton first. And then we'll go with Verstappen second. I think it's gonna happen this way again.
Ugh.
I know, it's terrible. Third, we'll put Perez. He's got to be up there. I don't think he's gonna duff the car at the beginning of the race again. But what a good job he did. Fourth, we'll put Lando. And then fifth will be Bottas, because he just chokes harder than a porn star in Vegas.
Well, congratulations. You completely mimicked your last predictions for the last race.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yeehaw.
Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Lando, Bottas.
Stick with what you know.
I really thought I was like, oh, this sounds pretty good.
You essentially thought it was good the last time you predicted as well.
Look, you guys say I'm old and decrepit and drunk, so I can't remember everything. All right, bottom. Oh, well, no shit. You know who's going 20th. Mazepin.
Oh, good call.
Oh.
And then Latifi.
Okay.
Fuck, I think I'm about to predict this last week.
I was going to say you're 2 for 2 right now.
I know. I just realized that I was in my head. I had the same.
Were you going to go with Giovinazzi next? Because...
No, I was gonna go with Mick. I thought I had Mick 18th.
Okay.
And then we will throw good old fashioned Gio.
Okay.
And then how am I forgetting? I'll throw Russell down. Hold on. Who sucks this year again? Fuck you, Vettel. You're going 16th.
Oof.
Okay.
Ouch.
Get another fucking L.
All right, so just to recap for everybody, Vince's top 5 are Hamilton winning the race, Verstappen, Perez, Lando, Bottas. Bottom 5 from 16 down, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin. All right.
Not a bad shout.
Not a bad shout. Well, I came second, so I guess it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I feel like Verstappen feels like he was robbed, because I feel like he was robbed. So I have Verstappen coming back with a vengeance and winning the race. Hamilton second, close behind. Perez third, because the Red Bull is the best car on the grid.
Yes, it is.
Bottas fourth, because he's really not that fast. And then Lando comes fifth in the McLaren. Bottom 5. Massive spin at the end because he only made it 3 corners last time, so why should he do better?
John just copied mine.
I was gonna say Latifi. I did, and then I looked at yours. 18th. Well, Vince, the Haas is a diamond in the rough because they got all those upgrades coming. So
are you gonna go with my last week and say Gio?
No, I'm gonna say Vettel. I think Vettel has a shit weekend.
Y'all are spitting on Vettel.
With pleasure.
Hey, I'll stop doing it when he proves me wrong. 17th, Schumacher. That feels weird to say. And then 16th, I'm gonna go Gio here. That's what I got. Also, I forgot to ask you, Vince. What's your Alonso? What's your
9th?
Okay, which is kind of funny because he really didn't do well that last race.
Yeah, he did. Dick.
Fucking
last race.
Garbage. As far as my Alonso, I think he's gonna do 15th.
Bold. I actually wish I would have gone that direction.
Yeah, well.
Sucks to suck, right?
Que sera, sera. Braden.
Fuck you, John. Your top 5 was exactly what my top 5 was going to be. So in the effort of being different, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do Verstappen, Perez 1-2. I'm going to do Hambot 3-4. And then I'll do Carlos Sainz 5th.
Ooh, Ferrari.
And then bottom 5, I'm going to steal this from the rest of you. Mazepin.
Latifi.
I can't not put Latifi in second to last in good conscience.
Why? But he's so good.
Dude, what about Italian Jesus just fucking duffing it in 8 corners?
Italian Jesus has a not bad car behind him this year. So I don't think I'm going to put any other Ferrari in the bottom 5 other than both Haas's. I'll go Mazepin, Latifi, Schumacher. Then I'll go with Russell.
Oof.
Unfortunately.
Don't be dissing my boy Russ.
And then other people aren't that bad, but I'll predict it and I'll put him there. Alonso, 16th.
I had a feeling you were going to do that.
Alonso bogey, 16th.
Oh.
Wow, he's doubling down for those points, John.
He really is. Damn, Alonso 16th.
He's a washed up old fuck.
What does that put Ocon at?
Ocon's just in front of him in 15th.
All right.
I think Alonso can just qualify that car in one single lap good enough to just keep himself in that 9 or 8 to 12 range every race, honestly.
Alpine's just not good this year. You're right about Alonso. He did pull Alonso magic in qualifying, but he's going to have another reliability issue. And what it comes down to is Ocon's been in that car for the last 2 years, and Alonso hasn't. So he's going to be, by default, better than him until he gets to grips with that car.
I think this is a first SGSB, boys.
What do you mean?
None of us put Lance Stroll in the bottom 5.
Yeah.
We're getting soft.
Wow. Well, no, I mean, he came 10th last time. He was in the points.
Yeah.
We're getting soft, boys.
His dad owns a team.
Or he's getting better. I mean, I don't know.
No, fuck that, John. No, fuck that. Fuck Lance Stroll. I'm out if we go into the stroke fest here.
Oh, I'm not going to stroke Stroll. But
No.
No. I've got standards.
Oh, fun thing for the race. So I'm gonna watch it in the morning with my Red Bull friend up here, and then we're gonna We're gonna drive and go do go-karts afterwards.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be in Scottsdale when the race is going on. I'm pretty sure because I've got a work thing there.
So you're not going to watch it live.
Not true. I might be in a hotel at the time, so I'll probably be watching it either on TV or on the iPad. Because I'll have my work iPad on me, which has the subsequent apps that I need.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch it live. I'm not going to do anything special.
If I'm able to, I will wake up and watch it live, which I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to.
I'll be making breakfast for the race.
Right-o.
Biscuits and gravy.
Sweet. Well, we got our predictions in. Does anybody else have anything to say, F1 related or otherwise?
Fuck Lance Stroll.
Well, that is F1 related.
That is F1 related. No, I'm good. It's just I don't know what to expect, and I hope we have another good race like we did 3 weeks ago.
Same.
I definitely think that the Formula One Pirelli made in Italy
Gran
Premio
del made in Italy del Emilia Romagna 2021.
I think it's gonna be a fucking stunner.
Or it's gonna be a fucking snorefest.
Stone cold stunner.
One of the two, but we won't know until it happens. So until next time, I'm John. Actually, wait, no. What are we doing? We got to plug the socials. Braden, what's your Twitch again?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you can tell it's been 3 weeks since we last did this.
Right. What are we doing?
Follow us on Twitter at Slamming Gears F1. Send us a DM if you want to, I don't know, get in touch with us. Share your wacky F1 opinions with 3 stupid Americans.
Tell Vince that he's actually a sleeper agent.
Yeah. Shout out to all our international listeners. If you want to watch me game, twitch.tv/x410v Reisner X. YouTube is SGSB F1 podcast if you want the video version of the podcast as well. And you can see Vince down whatever creative monstrosity that he decided to take it as punishment today. So.
It was fantastic. And if you want us to do a Patreon podcast where we talk about when the FBI got to our house, or you want to hear Vince talk about
midgets.
Well, I was gonna say the royal family, but sure, midgets too.
Random drunken nights in North Dakota,
doing 27 holes of golf while playing with a guy that, if you drink enough, he looks like he won the Masters. Then yeah, like, come on in. We won't charge you much. It's $1 a month or something. I don't know. Something like that. We might just make it. Who knows?
That or we run mid-roll ads on this podcast.
God, no.
I can't wait to do my first Manscaped ad.
Exactly.
Fuck you both.
Your balls will thank you.
Fucking dip.
See, I'm so good at it already.
I'll ballsly my nuts.
See? Manscaped, sponsor us.
Smirnoff, please. I want booze.
Until next time, I'm John.
And I'm Vince.
I'm Braden.
All right, we'll see you after the race.
See ya.
See ya.